Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss about introduction of C programming language. C is a general purpose procedural programming language initially developed by Dennis Richard in 1972 at Bell Laboratories. It was mainly created as a system programming language to write the Unix operating system. Next, come to the next point, that is main features of C programming language. What is the features of this? General purpose and portable procedural programming language, low level memory access, fast speed, and clean syntax. Second thing is why we learned C programming language. C is considered as a mother of all programming languages, as many later languages like Java, PHP, and JavaScript have borrowed syntax or features directly on or indirectly from the C. If a person learns C programming first, it helps to learn any modern programming language as it provides a deeper understanding of the fundamentals of programming and underlying architecture of the operating system, like pointers, working with memory allocation locations, etc. C is widely used in operating systems, embedded systems, compilers, databases, networking, game engines, and real-life systems for its efficiency to work in low resource environment and hardware level support. Now next come to the structure of a C programming language. This simple program demonstrates the basic structure of a C program. It will also help us to understand the basic syntax of a C program. Now here you can see the Hutch include stdio part, where it's a stdio is a header file. Now there are lots of header files like math.h, stdlib.h. Okay. Now next come to the next part. There is int main. It's a main function and it's a integer data type. It indicates int indicates that it integer data types, which returns as an integer value, and this double slash indicates a comment. Okay, which is not a executable part of our program. And printf statement used to uh, print something or give us a output something. Hello world is it will give us a output, and then return 0 indicates that the program is successfully completed and gives the integer value. Okay, now next come to the next part, that is structure of the C program. As I have told you, here you can see Hutch include stdio, it's a header file, and int main function, and this prints hello world comment and printf hello world its statement, and return 0 it's a return. Now what is header files inclusion? Line 1. So the first component is the header files in a C program. A header file is a file with extension .h which contains C function, declaration, and micro definition to be shared between several source files. All lines that start with Herj are processed by a preprocessor, which is a program invoked by the compiler. In the above example, the preprocessor copies the preprocessor code of the stdio.h to our file. The .h files are called header files in C. Some of the C header files are stddev.h, defines several useful types and macros. stdint stdint.h defines exact with integer types. stdio defines code input and output functions, and stdlib defines numeric conversion function, pseudo random number generator, and memory allocation. String.h defines string handling functions. Math.h defines common mathematical functions. Now next come to the next part, that is main method declaration, which is the line 2. The next part of C program is the main function. It is a entry point of a C program, and the execution typically begins with the first line of the main. The empty brackets indicate that the main doesn't take any parameter. The int that was written before the main indicates the return type of the main. The value returned by the main indicates the status of the program termination. Now next come to the next part, that is body of main method. The body of the main method in C program refers to statements that are part of main function. It can be anything like manipulations, searching, sorting, printing, etc. A pair of curly brackets define the body of a function. All functions must start and end with curly brackets. Now next comes the comment section. So comments are used for the documentation of the code or to add notes in your program that are ignored by the compiler and are not the part of the executable program. And line 4, that is printf statement. It's a statements are instructions given to the compiler in C. Statement is always terminated by a semicolon. In this particular case, we print printf function to instruct the compiler to display hello world text on the screen. Next come to the next part, that is return statement. It's a line 5. The last part of any C function is the return statement. The return statement refers to the return values from a function. The return statement and return value depend upon the return type of the function. The return statement in our program returns the value from main. The return value may be used by an operating system to know the termination status of your program. The value 0 typically means successful termination. Now next come to the next word, that is what is the difference between C and C++? C is a procedural programming language and C++ procedural object-oriented and generic programming language. OOPS is not supported in C but supports in C++ with classes, inheritance, polymorphism and encapsulation. Memory management, manual using malloc, calloc, free, etc. It's a both manual and automatic using new delete for dynamic location and reallocation. Not supported, function names must be unique in C programming languages, but supports function overloading. Operator overloading not supported, every operator performs unique operation. In C++, supports operator overloading, allows custom behaviors of operations like plus, minus, star, etc. Access control doesn't have any access control mechanism, supports access control using keywords like private, public, and protected. What is the application of C language, which is the next last part of in this video? C language is being used since the early days of computer programming and still is used in wide variety of applications, such as C is used to develop core components of operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and macOS. C is applied to program embedded systems in small devices such as washing machine, microwave ovens, and printers. C is utilized to create efficient and quick game engines. For example, the Doom video game engine was implemented using C. C is employed to construct compilers, assemblers, and interpreters. For example, the CPython interpreter is written partially using C. C is applied to develop efficient database engines. The MySQL database software is implemented using C and C++. C is employed to create programs for devices and sensors of Internet of Things, that is IoT, and a common example is a house automation system comprising temperature sensors and controllers that is often prepared using C. C is employed for creating lightweight and speedy desktop applications. The widely used text editor Notepad++ employs C for performance sensitive sections. Thank you.